Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. And there's going to be a quick little chat, okay? Because y'all know it ain't much going on, okay? But we can always make something out of nothing, and that's what tonight is, okay? And because I have the notes from when Marcus Houston did his, was it unsung? I think was it unsung or uncensored? I don't know. I need something on TV one. I think it was uncensored. Okay, when he did that, I have my notes from that, but he's still been talking and interviewing or whatever. So we want to discuss his messy business. Okay, we know Dr. Majors is losing some business or whatever, and then we have some funny business. So, question about Chance the Rapper. Okay, and then a little tidbit here, tidbit there, tidbit everywhere. But I wanted to be sure because I have been gone for a full week, and I'm like, let me go live every day, let me put content out every day because y'all know once you take a little break from YouTube, you have to sometimes get back in the algorithm. So I'm trying to get back in the algorithm. Okay. But hello to those who are here right now. Thank y'all for being here. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Okay. And we're gonna be quick. Okay, so hey y'all, how y'all doing? 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 Okay. Now look, I hope y'all will do a couple of things for me. I hope y'all will make sure that you're already subscribed to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dot. Okay. I hope y'all will also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter of the Turd. And then like the video. Okay. Please and thank you. Like the video. Okay. So those of you who are watching live, also those who will watch the replay. If you're watching this replay, like the dang on video. Please and thank you. Okay. You can also subscribe and share and all that stuff and comment in the comment section because it's a conversation between me and y'all and they and them and whoever else is in between. Okay. I'm here. Hi. Hey, how y'all doing? Very fresh face. Okay. I don't have on my red lip because I gave myself a facial and I do not feel like putting lipstick on because my face is clear and clean. Okay, so I don't feel like putting lipstick on. Okay, but I still look like myself. Hey, okay. Anyway, so that is what we discussing. Okay. Hey ma, that's my mama. Okay, hey ma, how you doing? I love you. Okay. But yeah. Now I told y'all when I posted on social media that look, I'm not gonna be on here long because again, it's not much to discuss, so we do not need to be here for 4 5 hours at all. I was scrimping and surviving and trying to just save something to come talk to y'all about because I'm like, it ain't nothing. Now we also said that before. We said, when all that escape drama was happening, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so busy as a busy bee that it's gonna be a moment of when this stuff is not so busy. This is a time when things are not busy. So I can figure out little stuff to talk to y'all about and whatnot. Okay. But look, I wanna first go to because y'all know I got stuff from my say. So I want to put on a congratulations confetti. Where is it? Girl, share screen. See how I'm not prepared? I'm not prepared. So, one of our favorites, one of our people, someone we love, Megan Thee Stallion, is gracing the cover. Okay. Gracing the cover of Elle magazine. Okay. And she's the hot, looks like the hot girl coach for the cover of Elle. Okay. And she look the cover. Okay. The cover. Now I'm going to read the full story of what she did because I think it's going to be interesting to see her story and what she said. Now she was talking about how she's a survivor because she survived everything she went through. Okay, how she never thought that people would not believe her when she said who shot her, and just how she had to sit up here and survive just being scrutinized and just people tried to destroy her for the past 3 years, okay? And she survived that, okay? Came right looking, come on now, look at the cover, okay? Congratulations, confetti, okay? Looking absolutely, positively, amazingly gorgeous and all that stuff, okay? She looked good. Oh, my mama. Oh my hood, I look fly. I look good. She look good. Okay, I love the outfit of the boots. Okay, and she looks She looked like, I'm not going to let y'all break me. Y'all tried to break me, and I ain't going to let it happen. Y'all tried to come at me. I ain't going to let that happen. And so many times people try to break other people, and people attempt to make you want to break yourself. And she said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. And, she dropped out of the media a little bit, as the trial went on. She was kind of silent. But I feel like she had already been through so much. She needed that little break. It was a few months, truthfully, okay? And she not popping her head out and doing her thing. Doing her thing. But I just feel like I try my best to balance reading people for their foolishness who are females, but celebrating people who overcome things. So as much as I be ragtagging Latasha's self for her antics, I feel like that's not bullying somebody because you did stuff and you're doing interviews, ignoring stuff. So we have the right to respond because we see you lying versus Meg, who was attacked. Okay. Didn't do nothing to nobody. And people just didn't like her and tried to side with Tori. And that was crazy to me. And so that's why I'm like, no, this is a stand up for Meg channel. Okay, we ain't gonna allow, ain't gonna be no Meg disrespect around here. Okay, in the BS of it all, we ain't gonna have it, no ma'am. Okay, now, again, I want y'all to make sure to go and read. Don't just look at the pictures. I want people to go and read the actual article in, Elle magazine. You can go to it online. And the part right here, it says Megan Thee Stallion assumed she would be believed, but after coming forward about her shooting by fellow rapper and one-time friend Tory Lanez after a Los Angeles party in July 2020, she faced vitriol from gossip blogs, online strangers, and even peers. Here, for the first and only time since her assailant's guilty verdict on the 3 felony counts, she talks about moving past what happened, okay? And again, she round here telling her story and what she been through. And I feel like, we also read the story. I just have not had time to read it today because I want to fully be able to get into it and read it. So I'm gonna probably do that tonight. Okay, but but I can show y'all photos because we have time. We don't have time to read this whole thing together today. I could do that tomorrow though. Tomorrow we could have a read along. We always have watch alongs. Do y'all want to have a read along? Do y'all want to come tomorrow together? Because ain't nothing else going on tomorrow, and I have a little bit of time tomorrow because I have to watch the Snowfall series finale tomorrow. That come on at 10. So I could technically have a live at 9, have a read along. We can read what I think about it. I don't know. I gotta see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm on I can't see your comments. I'm on a whole different page. But I like the fact that she opened up, that she finally is talking about what she went through. She can discuss how it made her feel because no one has really talked to her since the guilty verdict came out. No one has had a conversation with Megan Thee Stallion, okay? Because, it's just a lot. When you want to tell your story, you want to make sure that it's one is told right, two, that your words would not be misinterpreted into something else, and you also want to be sure that you feel comfortable and vulnerable enough to sit and bare your soul. Because look, ain't nothing worse than going through something, coming forward with what you went through, and then people not only not believing you, but people like fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally fucking with you as if you is the one that's guilty of something. Okay, oh, y'all walk out talking. Okay, yes. I'm happy she's some time to recover from all the insanity. She looks great. The That fit finna be mad, they finna be mad, they finna be mad, they finna be mad. So yeah, we'll have a read along tomorrow. That's just something different. Yeah, because what she say, because I'm pretty sure based on what she say, we can have a conversation. So we'll have a read along. I'm always coming up with something, honey, for content. A read along tomorrow. This, first of all, this stance alone, okay, looks amazing. Okay, she's a stallion. Man is a stallion. And y'all know me, I love a full body shot, a head to toe, because you can see hair, outfit, shoes. Okay, we can see it all. And I was like, I just love it. Okay, I just love it. And I think also people sometimes hate on how her body's built. Meg is a tall, thick, beautiful black woman. And I also feel like, her body is gorgeous, but we also need to not make it seem as if she needs to lose weight or she lost too much weight or her ass. Let her be. Let her be. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Again, as I'm showing you, it's a long article. Again, I'm choosing to change the narrative because I'm more than my trauma. Oh, we're gonna read it. We're gonna read this shit tomorrow. You hear me? I want to pre-read it first, so I'm good. But yeah, we're gonna have a whole read along, and we're gonna discuss what she said in the article. She looks great. I love these clothes. I love these outfits. Okay, nails, body glistening. That coat is bad. Oh, that's a badass coat. Okay. And again, cover girl. I feel like, there's times in our lives, because I'm 41, Meg is younger than me, but I feel like there's times in our lives where we were not used to seeing black women on covers of these fashion magazines. Meg is from, Houston, Texas or whatever. And, I feel like she wasn't always a fashion girl. You know what I'm saying? Not always. So I'm loving the fact that she has stepped up her fashion game. Okay. She's on the cover of Elle magazine. Okay. Because look, anything can happen to anyone at any time. And we just have to allow people to, just be themselves. Okay. Just be themselves. Because if not, what else we gonna do? Okay. Now the next thing I want to discuss is a lot of randomness today. Okay, I wasn't. Look, I literally at like 8 o'clock, I was like, oh, I'm gonna live. So usually I'll put my lives up earlier in the day, so y'all know. I did post on IG, but it was like at like 8. This was a last minute live for sure. Okay, but I'm happy around here. Okay, everybody's again. I love everybody. Look, I love y'all. Y'all love me. We are one big happy family. Okay. With knick-knack, paddywhack, give like a bone. I'm tripping. Anyway, I want to move on to my next little conversation of things I want to talk about. Let's move that. And again, I don't have any lipstick on. I gave myself a facial, and I just want to keep my face clear. Boom. So, Pusha T. Y'all know Pusha T, his wife. Pusha T was a rapper. And his wife made a comment. It's that whole, ask me a question thing that they be having on social media. I never like doing those because people on IG don't talk to me that much. So I don't be liking to post for y'all to ask me stuff because y'all gonna ask me stuff. Now y'all ask me stuff on here. My JayBirds are much more active on my YouTube than my IG. But y'all be on there, but not on there. So I won't be like, ask me something. It's a no. However, someone asked her, and this is Pusha T's wife, was it hard dating a celebrity in the beginning? How do you handle it now? And her response was, if I'm being honest, initially the only thing hard about it was being okay with being the eyeball in the room. not looking like a rapper's girlfriend or wife. I used to feel awkward among the women who had fake ass, bodycon dress, and cake face. But for a while now, I thought I'm way cooler. Now, people have felt some kind of way in both directions. And some folks felt like, well, who are you to say they had this and that? And now you think you cooler than them and blah, blah, blah. And I think people were missing her point. I feel like a lot of rappers, girlfriends and wives and the whole they be banging look like they built by Mattel. Okay. Built by Mattel, meaning their body is a lot of plastic. Okay. And when you are a person who you have all your naturalness about yourself and you may not look like them, you can't feel like the eyeball out. And so what I felt like she meant was I felt awkward because they made me feel awkward because I look regular. And not regular as if she ugly because she isn't. Okay. I'm gonna pull up a picture of his wife and show y'all. Okay, that's Pusha T wife. Okay. So I feel like her only issue was, you know, I'm a person that's surrounded by Barbie dolls. And when I ain't a Barbie doll, I feel awkward. I don't think she was dissing the other women. But in life, if you look at some of these rappers and who they be hanging out with, who they be with or whatever, like they be looking, fake. Just flat out fake. And so I feel like while people were trying to come at her, like, how dare you? Why would you say that? I'm like, I agree. You sometimes have to feel cooler than the people that you're around because you can feel so different. You know what I'm saying? Also, I feel like she could have been insecure based on her just not looking like them. But over time, you get over that and you think, you know what? While I thought they were cooler than me, I'm cooler than them. And I think this is a catch-22 to where we discuss how people look too. And we will sometimes say how, these rappers or these actors, these people get these wives who've had all these surgeries and they all look different and they don't look human. And we expect people to not, I guess, feel some kind of way. And I felt like, well, kudos to her for one admitting that she felt basically insecure. Okay, basically, she worded it weirdly, but I felt like her point was I felt insecure because I was the oddball out because I didn't look like them. But I realized I am cool. I'm way cooler than them. I'm cooler than Lee. Maybe I'm cooler than they ass now. So I'm like, kudos to you. But look, don't you be around here making it seem like anybody better than anybody. But you can also make it seem like that you believe in yourself and you love yourself, regardless of who is around you. That's the key. Okay, do that. Now, I also seen this story of this. I said, now what in the Florida is going on? Florida, what is wrong with y'all? Florida be tripping. I feel like Florida should just go sit down some damn where and lead a group chat. Okay, Florida woman admits to stealing $2.8 million from an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor and romance scam. Now, first of all, I'm like, is that picture real? Because it looked like Jack Black in a goddamn fat suit, even though Jack Black is fat. My point is, what it looked like, it reminded me of that movie Shallow Hal when they had Gwyneth Paltrow in the fat suit. That's what it reminded me of. And I'm like, is she really fat? Or y'all lying? But it's this 36-year-old Florida woman named Peaches Sturgo. I'm like, first of all, where have you ever seen a white woman named Peaches? I don't know no white people named Peaches. Her name Peaches, that can't, girl. Anyway, 36-year-old Florida woman named Peaches is facing up to 20 years in prison after admitting she told them, okay, that she stole allegedly $2.8 million from an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor in a sick romance scheme. Mm, mm, mm. that she used that man money to get designer clothes, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, all big things. She purchased several cars, including a Corvette and a Suburban. She bought a boat, went on luxury vacations, staying at resorts like the Ritz-Carlton and more. But I wonder, how did Pete just get that 2.8 million? 2.8 million. Like, at what point did he realize he was getting got? I feel like at some point he had to know some shit ain't right. Something ain't right. Now, since on Friday, April 14th, Peaches pleaded guilty to one count of wire fraud after admitting that she swindled nearly $3 million out of the man who, why did they keep bringing up he survived the Holocaust? You know how many people survive stuff and they get scammed too? And I'm not knocking it, but I'm like, is the point that he's a Holocaust survivor or the point he got scammed? Which part is the story? I want to know. Okay. Now, she agreed to hand over all of the various luxury items that she purchased, and had to pay $2,830,775 in restitution. I'm like, bitch, girl. Does she got it? How she gonna make it? Is she in prison? What? How she gonna pay it back? Girl, I know she ain't got it. Anyway, what else did it say? They added using the millions in fraud proceeds. She lived a life of luxury, purchasing a home and get a community in a Corvette, taking vacations at hotels, buying thousands of designer things, buying thousands of designer clothes, while at the same time causing the elderly victim to lose his apartment. What? Girl, he was 87. I can't say he was stupid because she was 30. She 36. He 87. It says she met her victim on a dating website several years ago. So when he was around 80 and she was around 29. Okay. And upon connecting, she asked him to borrow money from the man. How you borrow 2.8 million? How you borrow that much? She needed it to help to pay her attorney. She claimed that she needed financial help to pay an attorney in early 2017 so that he would help her receive funds from an injury settlement that never even existed. That she impersonated a TD Bank employee and created fake invoices from the bank to help her. First of all, you know what? It's elderly abuse. It's elderly abuse because I gotta find out a story. Let me look up Peaches. I want to see the whole story because this is just what Hollywood likes it. But I feel like, okay, so this is the what is it called? Elder abuse. When the elder people don't be knowing shit and they allow folk to scheme and scam them. That's what it be. Because I'm like, what? Now I'm on the New York Post. Let me share my screen. Boom. Okay, share this tab. So the fact that that's her picture for real, y'all. That's her. Okay, that's her. Because I was like, I don't know. A heartless sort of woman admitted to scamming 87-year-old man out of 2.8 mil. Okay. A years long fraud cost the elderly victim his life savings while she lived luxury. Okay. In total, the victim signed off. In total, the victim signed off on 62 checks, totaling 62. Why did he keep writing checks? He's old. I keep forgetting he old. Look, protect the elderly. Because every time I think, I'm like, he's 80. He 80. You know, she basically Jen Shaw. She Jen Shaw that man. The fact that she got that man for almost $3 million for 62 checks, and he lost his apartment because her ass was around here getting all his money. and told the man, "Hey, I need you to send me money because I'm in a lawsuit and for an injury settlement, and I need you to help me pay my lawyers, and we'll get more money." Over the four over the next 4.5 years, 4.5 years. Oh God, it's probably his daughter, his oldest daughter, or someone he met in prison. Over the next 4.5 years, her web of lies continued drain, taking all the man money. She demanded the victim deposit money to her bank accounts because she claimed if not, they would be froze and he would never get any of the money back that he loaned her. So she was around her this fraud. Is that the man? Who's this man? No, that's the lawyer. We because of him. That's the lawyer. I just can't believe it. He continued loading money into two accounts belonging to her, who at one point even created a fake email account and fake invoices that were supposed to look like it came from the bank. Girl, and she faces up to 20 years in prison. She has to pay back 2.8 million restitution. And give back all the shit. That man the man wanted a sugar baby. The man wanted a sugar baby, and she stole all that man's sugar. Where her picture at? I'm gonna put her on. This heifer right here, Peaches. Peaches around here taking all that man's money. And a lot of old folk only want companionship, so they don't be trying to do shit besides get some love in it. Okay, he may not have even wanted sex. He may want somebody to cuddle with. Watch Matlock. Watch Family Feud. Watch In the Heat of the Night on DVD. And she just stole that man. And my thing be this: if you're gonna steal someone's money, don't you want to make sure they have somewhere to live so they can keep sending you money? Peaches ain't shit. Okay? Peaches ain't shit. And if you see Peaches in prison, somebody can trip her. Okay? Somebody trip Peaches up because Peaches around here need her ass whooped. Up here taking that man money like he got his give. Now, again, we have to be around here making sure that the elderly people in our lives, that we are helping them, know when to say no. Because once people get to a certain age, they assume whatever is going on is what's going on. And we don't know if that man had dementia, if that man, knew of this or knew of that. And Peach's old ragtag ass round here stealing all the man's funds. And got that man evicted from his place. Because she wanted to be out here having big fun in Baltimore with the wretched. That's what she was at. She was in Baltimore with the wretched. Oh, tackhead ass heifer. Look, you can't be. Now, if that man was younger, I would say, sir, that's your fault. Because you sell all your money. That's like $600,000 a year. Because again, they said it lasted for a little over 4 years, and the 2.8, that's like $600,000-$700,000 a year. First of all, that man ain't got no. Well, his whole family probably dead because he's a Holocaust survivor. I'm just gonna say, I just it's stupid. It make me mad. And then it make me mad because she's a plus size woman. You making the plus size folks feel bad, okay? We ain't round here scamming Negroes for money. And that man want a Negro. But my point is, you round here, you need your ass beat, Peaches. Now, speaking of ass beatings, I was minding my own business. I was on my YouTube, not my YouTube, I was on my Facebook. And my friend Janice had posted a fight, right? And I was like, I hate fight videos, but sometimes I like fight videos. Okay, not like, but I watch, discuss. So, because it's a mom explaining to her child what not to do. Okay, and I want y'all to listen.
Jokingly, so I'm cracking on him, but I just kept getting on him and kept cracking on him, and everybody's laughing. I didn't think nothing of it. He cracked on me, everybody's laughing too. So we was just chilling. But the table got quiet. He was like, "That's why I went with your mom last night." So I've been dropped my bag.
I get
he wasn't
it.
talking to me like that.
But do you already know that physically he can't whoop you?
Yes.
Looking at his body stature, yes. So I appreciate you defending my honor? Yes.
It's not
listen,
even that. It's not even
listen.
that.
Take a breath. But do you know good and goddamn well I won with no 9th grade scrawny white boy last night? Yes or no?
Yes. But
yes. So scrawny kids sometimes have low confidence. And if he only backed down because you said, do you want to square up? Kids nowadays are dangerous. Look at me. And you deserve a long life. I don't need kids going home to bring items to school to retaliate. Is that part clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not worried about if you can fight, but kids nowadays aren't fighting. That's the point I want to get across. Some kids, when their skin color is not like yours and they feel threatened, I do not need this to be a lifelong issue for a 9th grade problem. So just avoid this person moving forward. Do you know that I love you?
Yes, ma'am. He took it way too forward. I wasn't happy. If you let too many things slide, then there are a lot of people are going to try you and everybody's going to think that you're soft.
I get it.
And it's high school.
I get it mentally, but you got to look long term. Life is way greater, happier, more fulfilling past 9th grade. This is just today. You have a long life. Yes? Don't let people's word. What's that saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
And he came in, started joking on me. So I was like, you want to crack? He's like, yeah. So we was doing it jokingly. So I'm cracking on him, but I just kept getting on him and kept cracking on him. And everybody's laughing. I didn't think nothing of it. He cracked on me, everybody's laughing too. So we was just chilling. But the table got quiet. He was like, that's why I went with your mom last night. So I've been dropped my bag.
I get
he wasn't
it.
talking to me like that.
But do you already know that physically he can't whoop you?
Yes.
Looking at his body stature, yes. So I appreciate you defending my honor? Yes.
It's not even that. It's not even
listen.
That.
Take a breath. But do you know good and goddamn well I won with no 9th grade scrawny white boy last night? Yes or no?
Yes. But
yes. So scrawny kids sometimes have low confidence. And if he only backed down because you said, do you want to square up? Kids nowadays are dangerous. Look at me. And you deserve a long life. I don't need kids going home to bring items to school to retaliate. Is that part clear? I'm not worried about if you can fight, but kids.
What I loved about this I'll be up at late up at night scrolling my see stuff. Thank you, KC, for the super chat. Look, I was girl back in the day. I tell you, I was a hoot and a half. Okay. What I loved about this conversation with this mom and the son is it's true. I think kids these days get so mad and want to fight sometimes. And the mama's point is some of these other kids is that they retaliate different. And the day and age, and I feel like the kid point was I got pissed. I was mad because he said something that pissed me off. And my point, in my opinion, was you can't let what someone say affect you because these days they retaliate different. Words can hurt, but like mom said, you know damn well I wasn't with no scrawny little white boy yesterday. You know that wasn't true, but you let what someone say affect you to want to fight. And they retaliate different. And I like the fact that the kid was able to say to his mom how he felt. And she like, I get that. Breathe it out. But I need you to realize in the long term of things, a white little boy saying he fucked me or whatever should not affect you. Thank you for wanting to defend me. Cool. However, I want you to make it home. Because we see many times now to where her point also was you bigger than him and you can beat him. So you beat him up. He not pissed and he's sad. He upset. And they retaliate different. We have to understand, y'all know my nephew, DJ is 17, but DJ is built like a football player because he played football. You know what I'm saying? And when he was younger, we had to remind him, you bigger than me because a kid was fucking with DJ. And I think he like punched him back or something. They got into a fight. And DJ is a bigger kid. And we had to remind him, like, you have to know your strength. You know what I'm saying? And this was years ago. And nowadays, we keep seeing these incidents all across the world about, kids going to parties and kids going to knock on doors. We see these random acts of violence. I love that the mama took the time to listen to him, but also explain to him why letting someone's words hurt you could result in something traumatic that we can't come back from. Because something someone said that ain't even true, but you still reacted to it and allowed them to control your actions. So we know words hurt. We know that. However, when you know what they saying ain't true, don't let them control your actions by you beating their ass. And then a month later, breaking news. You know what I'm saying? Each time I see these stories going on around here, I be mad. I be like, look, it's crazy. So the sub teacher fighting the little girl, to me was like, that could have went horribly different. What if the teacher got pissed and shot the, anything? I think parents need to teach their kids calm the fuck down sometimes. Shut the fuck up sometimes. Don't be around here fighting your teachers. It's one talk to have your kid, but also if your kid is upset with someone in school, let them know, hey, maybe don't react to fight. That does not mean that you can't defend yourself, because you can always defend yourself. But if someone says some bullshit, don't react to it. You hear me? Okay. Now I want y'all to take one little second and like the video, please. Because liking is the thing to do. Okay. Now let's get to the 3 topics of things we were here to discuss. Okay. These fools around here. Let's start with Jonathan Majors. Okay. Jonathan Majors has officially, allegedly, apparently, okay, been dropped by his management team, by his public relations firm. He's also not going to be attending the Met Gala with Valentino next month. And y'all know when the Met Gala happened, there will be a whole live to discuss the fashion of the Met Gala. I love the Met Gala. It happens in May. I can't wait. Anyway, but he was going to be walking and working with Valentino, but that's not happening. Now look, when this whole DV situation happened, the allegations of it all, he was arrested. He's going to court next month for it. We saw his team put out, I think it was his lawyer, who put out those texts that did not prove not one bit of innocence at all. And I feel 2 ways. One, I feel like do we think someone being accused of something should start losing jobs? I don't think so. I feel like it is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I do think something happened, but I also feel like not enough came out besides her saying her side, it's hard because we never want to not believe the victim, but we also want to make sure that people get due process. So the reason I'm torn is because I feel like we don't fully know what happened. He hasn't been convicted. She hasn't said anything else, since that night. His PR firm and management dropping him is crazy to me because I feel like, do they know something we don't know? Is there some proof around here that we don't know? And also, there's a difference in someone parting ways versus being let go. I feel like if they made choices to part ways, is one thing. If they are dropping him because they have more information than what we do, that's the parts that I wonder of what's going on. It's always weird to me when something happens and not that much info comes out about it, and then people start dropping out. And the question we have to ask ourselves is it because he's Black? Because we've heard of other race people doing crazy shit, and their team stick with them to fix it. So I also wonder if because he is a Black man accused of abusing a white woman, is that why people are distancing themselves from him? And this is not me speaking in defense of him. I'm asking the question that I'm wondering. Because we know that happens. Because we know in most of the time that once a Black person does something, they're public enemy number one. They get no grain of possibly being innocent or nothing. Also, the fact that his team, the lawyer, whoever that was, leaked the worst piece of evidence as in defense, to me is also suspect. Because who the fuck would release a text message of the person admitting to being abused as a defense that he didn't abuse the person? So y'all know me. I'm always trying to find real reasons behind what's going on. I want to read from the YBF. It says, look like nothing major is going to solo in Hollywood as insiders confirmed that the actor has parted ways with his management team. Also, they said that he would not be attending the Met Gala. He's now without management or a PR team while facing the criminal charges. And they said, according to reports, the decision was made due to issues surrounding the actor's personal behavior. Now, this is a gotcha. We have never heard of anything else that he did. You know what I'm saying? Usually people, there's a history of something. There is just more knowledge on what happens. And people start distancing themselves because there's a pattern of someone doing fucked up shit. We've seen other people in the industry do way more. And nothing happens. People kept also bringing up how the dude who plays the Flash in the DC movies keep getting in trouble. Keep fucking up. Keep doing dumb shit. And his movie's still coming out. They ain't fired him. But there's a lot of things. Shia LaBeouf. who was accused of all kind of things with women he dated. And he just recently started getting called out for stuff, even though folks knew. So my only point is not in defense of him while he's in the midst of these allegations. My point is, it's weird to me that no one is really talking about what happened in this alleged one incident, because we don't know if there are more incidents. We only know this one incident, and out of the blue, everybody want to distance themselves from him after all the popularity that was going on and surrounding him. And I feel like the fact that no one said anything negative about Jonathan Majors until this one situation is also suspect to me. I feel like sometimes we'll hear about celebrities over the years doing stuff, and we'll always hear rumblings of stuff, how folks don't really like them, don't really fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? We hear rumblings about how someone is. We never heard anything negative about Jonathan. Never. And now, the people who went to school with him say he was a psychopath. So now he was, and again, this is not me in defense. I just feel like I prefer people get to do their due process. I prefer the victim be hurt. I prefer the evidence come out. We can see what the fuck going on. So I want stuff to come out. I want it to make sense. Because I want to be sure if we're going to shun this man, it's for a good ass, valid ass reason. And not because of some Hollywood bullshit. If he did that shit, he should go to jail. He should go to counseling. He should fix himself. However, if this is just Hollywood on a Hollywood spin shit, that's weird to me. And also the fact that all of this is happening before his first court date. He ain't had a court date. The court date not until next month. So I also want to see what happens when they go to court and like what comes of that. And then if more information comes out, it'll then make sense as to why his team dropped him. Why, Valentino said, well, no, you can't come with us to the Met Gala. Not this year. Maybe next year. Okay. To me, that would make more sense. And y'all know me. I always tell y'all, I'm not a wagon jumper. I don't jump on wagons. I'm not a bad. I can't do that. So when someone say, "Oh, we should not like him because of this," but I'm like, "But what happened? What actually happened? What really happened? Okay, you did that shit. It's the proof of the shit. Make him go sit down." But I also feel like make someone go get help. We have to stop allowing folks to do shit, get away with shit, and not get help for shit. I prefer someone get caught doing something and then get help for whatever it is that's going on. But because we don't know, it's just so weird. Because again, he is in Marvel shit. He, the Creed franchise he was just in, and I saw Creed 3. I liked it. But the fact that it's saying that due to issues surrounding his personal behavior, I'm like, we hear more crazy shit about the white people and don't nothing happen to them. Now, I will also say this. The Valentino saying, hey, not with us, I kind of get that. Because if you go to court in May and the Met Gala is in May and we don't know what's going to happen, get your shit together and we'll holler at you later. Where you been? Jonathan Majors plays Kang. He was in one. Was it Ant-Man? What's the last one? Spider-Man? No. Doctor Strange. He was in Doctor Strange as Kang. He was on Loki TV show on Disney Plus as Kang. He's been in a whole lot of stuff. He was going to be in the upcoming new division of all the Marvel shit. He's an Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now I feel like because the Kang movie or all the extra Kang stuff, most of that stuff's already been done. So what he's in, he's already in. Boom. And by the time they make the next movies and stuff will be 2-3 years in line. I think by then it should not be an issue. It isn't like he's going to be in something that's going to be shooting coming up next month. So I think they may not recast him if all of this can be handled, in due time, if he's not out here doing more shit. But a lot of people on these movies or whatever have done worse. Yes, he's on Loki. He was already in Loki season 1. He's going to be in Loki season 2. He was on Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Loved him in that. So I feel like, I want to know what happens before I be like, man, fuck that man. Because we get shunned too much for little shit that other people get forgiven for. And that ain't me saying let's give him a pass. No, he need to get right with whatever. Right, he was also in Harder They Fall, which is a really good movie. Really good movie. Last Black Man in San Francisco. So he's been in a lot. He was in Devotion. So he's been in a lot. And my point was, he's been in so much that it's weird that no one spoke so negatively about him and his antics, even though he's been climbing up the ladder. And then, no tea, no shade, he's accused of strangling a white woman in a cab one night. And then he's a psycho. I'm like, what is he? If he is, let's get him some help. If he is, let's fix it. Let's not. He was also in Five Bloods. Let's not allow them to destroy somebody before we know the facts. And I'm not saying I don't believe what happened. I just know I'm confused as to how everyone in the industry now wants to just wash their hands of that man, even though they was just singing his praises before. Was he a good person before? So did no one really know him before? None of his co-stars who said how great he was, that. So I just want, you know what I want? I need some.
Do you want me to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts?
No. I need the receipts. I need some receipts. And not to prove him innocent or prove him guilty. I just want clarity. I just want clarity. Okay, that's on the point. But again, he dropped by his teens right now. But he had court next month. He's only 33. He's 33 years old. And the charges were, I think it was like assault and maybe harassment or something like that. And the lady is supposed is 30. And we still don't know who she is technically. They're saying is allegedly his girlfriend, who had an argument after they were, coming home from a bar. And this happened in the cab. Now, this is the gotcha. For all we know, they could get to the courts, in May. And maybe that's where he present evidence. I don't know. I just want more evidence before I be like, man, fuck him. But if he put his hands on that lady and strangled that lady and beat her ass, he need anger management. He needs some kind of jail time, some probation time, some parole time. Like, he needs to be held accountable. But if that ain't what it is, let's not bury him. If that may not be the actual case. I don't know, y'all. I want to know more. So once they go to court, I want to see what happens then. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to Chance the Rapper. Now, y'all know Chance the Rapper. I'm living my best life. I'm saying, I don't know what his songs per se, but I do what I don't. I do what I don't. Okay. Chance the Rapper was out celebrating his birthday. Now, Chance the Rapper is also married with a couple children. And social media was all up in arms because he was around here on social media just getting ass all around. Okay. But again, the issue and the question is he doing too much? Was he supposed to be doing all of that? It's supposed to was happening? So I want y'all to look at the stuff. Let me see. Let me take it off. This is him. Now he's in Jamaica, okay, at Carnival, having a good time. Now I had to take the music out because it was music. Now he's a married man, but again, it's birthday time. He's celebrating or whatever. He's over there in Jamaica dancing. Okay, if that was your husband, you know what I'm saying, smacking ass and enjoying, Carnival, okay, would you be upset? As a married man, it's the ass slaps, okay? It's the ass slapping too far, okay? It's the double tap ass slap too far. If that was your husband, would you be upset? I said, look, I feel like I've never been to a Carnival, in any, because I know they have stuff in Canada, in Toronto. They have stuff, all over. However, I feel like, are y'all tripping? Now the issue is, folks are saying, is he no longer married? Okay, folks was asking, is he wearing a ring? Is that why he around here just getting book with the ass? Now, I feel like when you go to, that's how they dance. That's how they dance. And it seemed like people were just catching him in different moments. Him just having fun. The ladies bouncing their ass on his pee-ness, okay? And then he just, he sat back and enjoyed it. And then went on about his way. Now, again, we know this is only what, they call he smoking cigarettes. Is that him or his brother? I'm saying. My point is, okay, people were just wondering if, he took things too far. If, he should not be around here enjoying it that much. If he should be calming down and not be, smacking of the ass. But I feel two different ways. I feel like I don't mind my man going out and enjoying what is to be enjoyed. I also feel like there's ways to do it respectfully. I feel like his wife may not be upset at all. I would still say, nigga, don't be around here smacking ass at Carnival. Okay? Not on camera. So I can see how people feel both ways. I can see how some folk will feel like he was being disrespectful. I can see why. Because some people already feel like, yes, don't be ass smacking around here. Okay? But I also feel like, but y'all know how Carnival, like, I think if his wife knew he was going there, she knew what would happen. Because nobody, even, because when I was like, ain't that what they do? That's what they do. So I was like, ain't that what they do? Is that what they do? So I saw the video and kept scrolling. And then when I saw people complaining about him being inappropriate because he's a married man, I was like, don't nobody go to Carnival and not dance? And if that's how they dance in that country, That's how they dance in their country. That's how they dance around there. That's why everybody was doing it. Now, everyone may not have been caught on camera, but I'm like, that's what it is. The women knew he was married too. They still backing that ass up. Now, that's my one thought about you should get it. But I also feel like as a married woman, as a married man, you also should know, hey, maybe don't thrust your dick in her ass like that and smack her ass too. Like maybe you just stand back and let them, wind, okay? And you chill out with the wind, okay? And fall back on the wind. And you have a good time and laugh or whatever. So, I don't know. It depends. It depends. Because people feel both ways. His wife ain't said nothing. And I feel like now again, y'all keep on the girl's face. Nigga, what you doing? Okay. If that was my husband, would I be offended? If that was my husband and I knew he was going to Carnival and I know what it is, and I've then seen this footage, would I feel disrespected? No. Because I would trust my husband, no, I will kill you if you take it too far. I feel like if I'm going to be okay with my husband going to Carnival, I would have to be okay with him enjoying what it is. I also feel like dancing isn't sex. The question to me would be, if my husband saw me dancing with some women, saw me dancing on men like that, how would he feel? You know what I'm saying? If Chance saw his wife being the one dancing on some man like that, and the man was also smacking her ass, would the husband feel disrespected? I think any man possibly would be pissed. So that's the question to me. Not how his wife felt, but how would you feel if that was your wife and some man smacking her ass? I don't know. I would trust my man. Because I know that's what it is. Now, if he was at the car wash here in Detroit on Jefferson, and he had a car wash, and they doing car washes, and there happens to be some women up there, they playing back that ass up, and my husband told me he was going to the car wash, and I then see footage of my husband at the car wash bagging his dick up on somebody's booty, that we have a problem. When you are somewhere where you're not supposed to be dancing and popping your penis on no ass, I would be upset. Because that ain't what you went there for. But I'm like, that's why folk go to Carnival. You hear me? So I think you have to think about where would you get mad if your husband go to a strip club? If he had a titty bar and he's slapping the stripper's ass, why get upset? He at the titty bar. They get paid to dance. He at Carnival. Everybody around there in bikinis and headdresses shaking ass. Everybody. It's a big ass party. They in the streets dancing, popping. Look the women next to look. Everybody around here, you know what I'm saying, is what it is. So I feel like, folks, leave it be. I also feel like he know what his wife, he knew each time he knew he was on camera. Each time he looked directly he knew he was being filmed. So I feel like he wasn't doing shit that he knew his wife wouldn't see. Now, if he knew his wife would see, then I'm gonna let him be pissed off. But then that's some asshole shit. You hear me? Anyway, forget Chance. So again, we said the same thing. Some shit will be cool, some shit won't be cool. We're gonna leave it at that. Okay. Now, also I forgot to put this up. Y'all know this. Look, it is officially my 6-year YouTube anniversary. Congratulations, confetti. Now I was on my Facebook page and I found an old clip. Yeah, a little snippet. Okay, a little snippet of one of my first reviews. Okay. And I'm like, bitch, you have progressed so much. Okay. This is only 57 seconds of one of my first reviews back in 2017 for Basketball Wives. I remember recording that again, even though I've been doing YouTube consistently since April 17th of 2017. So I have officially been doing YouTube for 6 years. However, I feel like people did not start really watching me until 2019. That's when I had like people watching consistently and everything. So, I feel like I really only been doing it for 4. You know what I'm saying? Because the first 2 years was me grinding, just putting out all kind of content y'all wasn't watching back then or whatever. And then it was what it was. But I want to show y'all, honey, it's horrible. I feel like, because I was on my laptop.
You fucked that lady's husband.
Why am I so close to the camera? Why my hair not done? Why the vacuum cleaner sitting there? And if y'all know, this is my first apartment where I started. When I used to, this was before I was sitting in the corner. This was before all that. I was sitting at my dining room table recording on my laptop. I think it's in my room under my dresser. I don't know. But I mean, it's just like,
and you still to this day saying, "Oh, well, she was a non-factor." No, bitch, she wasn't, because she's been on TV all these years. You went off and fell off into obscurity, and then fucked the whole. As Tammy said, you fucked your way through 3 players associations because you was fucking basketball players, then football players, and now you're dating a baseball player. So that is 3 fucking associations. So your pussy do got more miles on it than the 92 Honda Civic. So you need to calm down with the whole she's a non-factor. The fact that you are ignoring the point that you fucked that lady husband is what makes you look like a whore. And like you don't get that you just need to apologize for that. It doesn't mean that you did it intentionally, but you probably did. But it does mean you still acknowledge that what you did at the end of the day was wrong.
Lord Jesus. Oh God. That was me 6 years ago when I first started my channel. Honey, God has blessed me to come so very far. Again, I don't know why I did not move the vacuum. Because the vacuum don't even go there. Like the vacuum goes in the closet. I don't know why, the vacuum is sitting there behind me. Okay. I don't know. I do not know. Thank y'all for all the congrats for my anniversary as a YouTuber. Okay, it's been a hard, long 6 years. I am still growing as I try to, Lord Jesus. Okay, I'm not more miles than a Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying? So it was really close, then it progressed to the corner. No, I always had the name JayLeesCorner. And then, but I just wasn't sitting in my corner. And then, because I was first recording on my laptop, but I hated the resolution. I hated the camera. It was this, And then some said, "Girl, go just sit in the corner, get your little picture up there, whatever. It's more comfortable. It's better lighting." Because I was sitting in my dining room. And then I didn't have a plan. I didn't have an idea. I didn't have an aesthetic or whatever. I used to look. Yes. Yes, man. It was a lot. It was a lot. So that was me. I'm 41 now. So again, what 30? I can't do math. What's 41 minus 6, girl? I can't think. Is it 35? I was 35. But yeah. So my mouth was reckless. Like,
You fucked that lady's husband, and you still to this day saying, "Oh, well, she was a non-factor." No, bitch, she wasn't, because she's been on TV all these years. You went off and fell off into obscurity, and then fucked the whole. As Tammy said, you fucked your way through 3 players associations because you was fucking basketball players, then football players, and now you're dating a baseball player. So that is 3 fucking associations. So your pussy do got more miles on it than a 92 Honda Civic. So you need to calm down with the whole she's a non-factor. The fact that you are ignoring the point that you fucked that lady husband is what makes you look like a whore. And like, you don't get that you just need to apologize for that. It doesn't mean that you did it intentionally, but it does mean you still acknowledge that what you did at the end of the day was wrong.
Lord Jesus, I try my best now to not have such a foul mouth, because I feel like you can turn off more people by just having a foul mouth and just having all these cuss words. And so I just kind of honed in how I read people and not have to put, 18 curse words out of a 20 sentence, a 20 it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, my old reviews are something to watch. Okay. I think folks who've been around since then see how much I've grown over the years, with how I do content, how I read people, how I have a whole aesthetic now. But again, that was the beginning. It also to show me how, you grow as you keep going. And I like how much I've grown in my last 6 years around here. Okay. But I want to mention that, happy anniversary to me. Okay. Anyway, Lord Jesus. Yeah, I was reviewing Bad for Wives, talking about Evelyn and Tammy Roman back then, and it was a mess. Okay. And that was when I wasn't writing notes. I was just watching the episode and then just kind of talking about it real quick. And I'm like, Lord, y'all see me sometimes when I get to my rants and I read folks or whatever, it'd be messy. But again, yes. So for those of y'all who've been around and been with me since day one, thank y'all. And those who came around since then, I thank y'all too. Y'all are all JayBirds and stuff. Okay. Now, lastly, let's get into Marcus Houston. Now, I feel like Marcus Houston needs Jesus. Okay. Marcus was on either Uncensored or Unsolved. I think it was Uncensored. And he was talking about shit, right? And a part of me always felt like, did he know he sounds creepy? I don't think he realizes he sounds creepy. So he did the Uncensored. And I felt like, first of all, when did we stop calling him Batman? Because he was Batman and immature. Okay. But now he's just Marcus Houston. Okay. Now, I did not like how he didn't really discuss how immature came together. That was weird to me. He brought up how he was approached to do the group by Chris Stokes, but never quite even told us how he met Chris Stokes. Did Chris Stokes just walk in a room one day and saw you and said, hey, I want to work with you as a kid? Did Chris Stokes pick you, a child, to be his child prodigy? I don't know. We did find out that him and Jay Boog are actually blood cousins. So Jay Boog daddy and Marcus's mama are siblings. Okay. Now, back in the day, they kept telling us that Marcus Houston and Omarion were brothers. They were siblings. And I'm like, I know for a fact, I heard it. I know for a fact y'all said that. But the fact that he said, well, no, me and Jay Boog are cousins. But he also brought up how well he has known Omarion since Omarion was 6. And that when B2K got signed, people kept saying how Omarion reminded them of Marcus Houston, of Batman. Okay. And so they started saying, oh yeah, that's my little brother. And I'm like, well, sir, that's where the rumor came from, that y'all were brothers. Because you would say, that's my little brother. I knew for a fact it came from somewhere, but for years they kept making it seem as if it was crazy. We are not. Okay. Anyway, he said he was a cocky kid. He always felt like he knew whatever he wanted to do. He got booked for immature, got the role on Baby Kids, but he fully skipped how the group came about. Like, I didn't know that him and LDB, Kelton from Mature, were neighbors. But the fact that he it was weird to me that Marcus Houston, Batman of Immature, did an uncensored, but did not tell us how he met Chris Stokes, how Immature came to be. I felt like he talked about other stuff that kind of did not matter. I also did not know that he was half Spanish and black. His mom is half Spanish. His dad is black. Okay? And he said how his siblings came out looking more Spanish. He came out looking more black. I'm like, sir, whatever. My point is, he told the story real weird to me. It was like skipping over stuff or whatever, and it was weird. We know how they had the group intro at first. The little dude Half Pint was in. They dropped him, got LDB. Their first deal was some bullshit or whatever. And then Chris Stokes took his own money and did an album, and they got signed with MC Gang. Wow, wow, wow. He brought up how he always had his voice, that, it was until he got older and did the Naked song or album, and he started to like how he sounded, whatever. He brought up how being in the group was overwhelming, how he was popular, people was always around him or whatever, and that, they was so popular, blah, 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 blah. But he felt like back then no one really loved him. They loved ideas of him, and, because of the group. And I'm like, well, sir, because that's all we saw. So I almost felt like he was trying to build up his narrative about, well, no one really loved me. I didn't feel like anyone loved me when I was younger. To make excuses for why he got with a young girl. Okay. So same as a kid growing up as a superstar. Because Immature was 100% a superstar, multi-talented, multi-album street. They was big. They were huge. I loved Immature. They were huge. Okay. So I can get him saying it was a lonely road. However, him trying to make it seem as if, no one loved me for me. You were 12. The girls on the tour, yes, we loved you because you were in the group. We do. It's very, very true. Okay. Now he brought up how he did not bond much with his siblings. I really wish I would have got a picture of him, just him, and not just this one thing, but whatever. But he said because he did not bond much with his own siblings, that once he got into the group, it was easier for him to bond with the group because, again, it's three of us. We're the same age. We're hanging out a lot together, whatever. And how, because it was three of us, we couldn't break off into groups. It was always the three of us. And so we grew to be brothers, okay? He said that he was the outgoing one. Let me fast. I feel like I had a whole thing that I was going to do with him. But I don't know where the pictures went that I was going to use. Oh, I found it. Boom! I found them. Because I just need y'all to see a couple things. I want to show y'all Immature back in the day, in case y'all don't recall what they look like. Because you may not recall what they look like. And Immature back then was such a huge group that I feel like everyone had to know that we loved us. I'm going to put this on first. How much we loved us some Immature. Okay? So, and I also feel like they dress weird. And I'm like, how did I not, notice they dress weird? Because I'm like, why do I like them? My favorite was Romeo. He was my favorite for real. But I felt like y'all dressed like, gay porn stars. And no one noticed it until now. At least I didn't. But he said that he was the outgoing one. He had the most charisma. He had the biggest personality. That Romeo was quiet, but the more famous one, women loved him in his green eyes, and how Kelton LDB was the silly one, and how they all played their roles. Now this is immature. Okay. The fact that Marcus Houston, aka Batman, and his pressed hair, Romeo and his eye patch, which he always did not wear to bring fuck his eye up. Kelton, who I felt like always had a weird process to his hair. It was weird to me. The fact that I was in love with them as kids. Okay. I know for a fact Romeo got a weave of braids in his hair in that one picture of him in the bottom of the corner. I don't know. It was just a lot. But this is how they dressed back then, and we loved them. And yes, Romeo was my boo. Romeo was so handsome. Okay. Romeo was handsome. He was attractive. He really was the one all the girls liked because he was just so cute. But the fact that I am now a 41-year-old grown woman, I'm like, how the fuck do I like, girl, it's like they dress like cartoon characters. Like, it's like cartoon character shit. It's so weird to me. Lord, but Romeo was for sure the most famous one because we liked him the most. But them as adults, I feel like, let me see if I can find their pages. Them as adults, to me, is a lot. Because I feel like we haven't really seen, like, Romeo, I don't even know. I can't really find his page. I don't know. Because I don't think it's like Romeo immature. I can't find it. My point is, even to this day, Romeo and Kelton, to me, are still so handsome. Handsome grown men. Not that Marcus isn't, but Marcus, to me, just looks so like he may, sell you a dream of somewhere you don't want to go. Okay. He may be like, you know what? Let's go on a tour. A tour where? And it'd be a farm where you can't leave. Okay. So something about that, I don't trust. And Kelton, I only can find Kelton's page real fast. This is them. This is from 2020. So Kelton is on the left. So this is them at Marcus Houston's wedding back in 2020. Kelton on the left, girl on the right, Romeo on the left, and then Marcus in the middle. So again, them going from this to this. Okay. And then I cannot find Romeo's page. And even though for some reason Kelton don't have Romeo tagged, I don't know, maybe they beefing, I don't know. However, I want to show his face. If he has any, I think this is the face picture. So Kelton, he's still handsome. He just older, and we haven't really seen him in nothing, in my opinion, since they were immature. So I don't know what else he's doing in life. I don't know what's going on in life. I don't know if he, feel like everybody else some bullshit except him. It's City of Rome. Let me try to find City of Rome. Okay, City of Rome. I remembered I had it. Boom. I be having fast stuff. So now Romeo was also married, or at least with some lady, and got a couple childrens around here. So he. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I just got to it. But Romeo, in my opinion, was always my favorite. Okay, now where's the family? That's his girlfriend right there. I don't know if she's girlfriend, wife. I don't know, but that's his lady, and they got a couple kids. Okay, because here's the family. You know what I'm saying? And they, as he said, they steady mobbing. Kimmy Jones. Okay, now I don't know if all 3 kids are. I don't know. I don't know. But he's spoken for. Okay, he's also handsome, and the kids are cute. You know what I'm saying? But he got a girlfriend who he do dances with the babies. And they be crip walking and whatever. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, but I'm like, he's still, the one eye still, a little bit whatever. But he looks the same. It's older. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he no longer with the eye patch, like my eye, it is what it is. What you gonna do? Okay, it is what it is. Okay, so fine. Okay, fine. Cute dog. Anyway, I'm off topic. Marcus Houston, that's who he is. His wife look real young. I don't know how old she is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think she look young. I don't think she look young. That face, that's not a young face. That face has some age on it. That sounds mean. They've been together for a minute then. This is back in 2019. Oh, is he married? Because that's a ring. Is he married? I guess they married. I don't know. We're on a fact-finding mission. Kimmy Jones. Is her page private? Let's see if her page is private. No. Kimmy Jones, Kimberly Muniz, entrepreneur, mommy, mentor. Okay. She wants to change your life. Yeah, I don't think she looks young. She's naked. Can't do that. Nope. Get off my thing. Yeah, I don't think she looks young. She just, nah, she in her 30s. And I don't think she looks old either, but she don't look young as like Marcus Houston's wife. Oh, they are married. Married is not 50-50, not 100. Some days it's 80-20, blah, 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 blah. So again, they together. Congrats. But yeah, I don't think she don't look Marcus Houston wife, young. She looked like she was able to buy drinks at their wedding and she didn't have no issue. Let me stop. Because I can just keep going. Yeah, she's some, yeah, yeah, she looks age appropriate. You know what I'm saying? She looks age appropriate. Okay. However, Marcus talked about the group breaking up and how he said we got older, we wanted different things, so things got difficult or whatever. How at one point when B2K came out, B2K blew up, and because they were the old heads, they could no longer be like the closer on tours. B2K had clothes and all these things. He said how Jermaine Dupri approached him when he was about 19 years old, or Jermaine Dupri asked Chris Stokes about taking Marcus solo. Marcus Houston said because he was loyal to the group, he said, nah, I'm not going to leave my group or whatever. I'm going to stay together with my group and I ain't going to leave. Okay, he then said during the Scream tour, when B2K kind of was, again, they was B2K, okay, that you can't name with your songs. Constantly, I will never lie again. Girl, or guy, I don't know, Elma Show. It's a girl. I loved some Lord Jesus, I just love him. Anyway, he also said how while on the Scream tour, while talking to Marcus, we'll talk to all the guys or whatever, how he said Romeo said he did not want to do in R&B no more. He wanted to rap. That LDB, Little Rubber Boy, said he did not want to do music at all. And he said because of that, he got pissed because he was loyal to them and he stayed with them when he didn't have to. He should have been left. So he got pissed and then said, forget y'all, I'm out. He said that's how it ended. Now, Romeo had posted Cat. Okay. He had posted that on the stories, and I had a picture of it I don't have right now, saying he lied. I feel like when anyone say everybody, it's weird. When lead singers of groups say it's everybody else who did not want to do the stuff, okay, and that I had to leave because they didn't want to. I'm like, are you sure? Because why bring up that you got offered a solo deal, but you didn't take it, and you still ended up being solo? Yes, the original Immature, which was Marcus, LBD, and Half Pint, they were in a House Party 3. They dropped Half Pint and then it was Romeo, Half Pint, and Marcus. They dropped Half Pint and then brought in LDB. Yes. He talked about him on Sister Sister. He kept talking on Sister Sister as if he was the star of it. How, yeah, they didn't expect Roger's character to be, popular. I'm like, what? If I recall on Sister Sister, Roger's character wasn't like that popular. And I felt like he was talking like, on Family Matters. The Family Matters was supposed to be about the Winslows. The neighbor Urkel was supposed to be like a B or C character, but people liked him so much that Urkel ended up being in everything, every episode. I don't recall Roger being any main focal point of Sister Sister. I felt like he was around, yes, but like there were no Roger focused stories. We have full stories of Urkel all the time. So the way he discussed Sister Sister was as if, hey, it was all about Roger, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't think that it would happen that way or whatever, and how, we would be there, whatever. And because I was in a group that they would be loud. What? I was confused, okay? How he chose to leave because he was over it or whatever. He didn't see a future for Roger or the show. I'm like, the show had 6 seasons. He wasn't on the show at all once they left high school. So I'm confused as to how he would make it seem like the show was about him. It confused me. So for him, he was talking as if the producers of the show never expected him to be so popular. And then because I wanted to leave, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't remember Roger focused stuff. Go home, Roger. And that was it. That was it. It just was weird to me. It was very, very weird to me. Okay. He also brought up how, because it wasn't fun anymore. So he asked if he can quit. And I'm like, boy, bye. Just stop. The show did 6 seasons. And when I Googled it, they said he came back for the series finale. He sang at Lisa's wedding. But I'm like, the way you're talking don't match the footage from the fucking show. At all. And even him saying how, TNT was mad at me for leaving. I'm like, the show kept going without you. So why were they upset? The show kept going without. It was weird. I was like, I'm like, see, he a little bit crazy, a little bit deranged. Okay. He then got on the wife. No, he got on being solo, and how he went solo around the same time Marion went solo. How my hair be blowing, but Jesus, girl, my hair be blowing to get my ear. I'm crazy, but how he went solo, and where was it? The fire, Lord Jesus, I don't know. How he went solo the same time Omarion did, and because of that, Chris Stokes did not want to do producers or whatever. Tank wrote the song. Tank wrote the song slowly, and not slowly. Tank wrote the song Naked, and once he had that song, that was him being this and that or whatever. I said, okay, fine. What else did he talk about? him and the wife. Okay, him and the wife. So he talked about after his mom passed away from cancer when he was around 15. Wait, no. The one part that was crazy to me was I feel like a fly flew in my ear. Now I'm going crazy. Not flew in my ear, but flew by my ear. But I don't know because I did it. Sometimes I hear it poke my ear and drive me crazy. But my point is, he was discussing when he was, I think, 9. When he was around 9 years old, he said his father, because at that time he was already working with Chris Stokes. He said his father called Chris Stokes, told Chris Stokes the mama had cancer. So it was Chris Stokes who told Omarion who told Marcus about his mom having cancer, and that he said Chris told me your mama gonna die. Okay, your mama got cancer. She's gonna die, and prepare yourself for that. I was like, who tells a 9-year-old your mama gonna die? So I'm like, that's not what. And he was like, I love the fact that he told me that because my family was in denial, but Chris was honest with me. And so she passed away when he was 15. And I said, in my head, I said, I wonder how different he would have been if his mom did not pass away when he was so young, because he seemed delusional. And Marcus talks like second and third person. It never seems like it's him talking on his behalf for what he went through, because he went through it. It always seems like it's him talking second, third, fourth hand for whatever. I don't know. It was weird for me. Okay. But I'm like, someone saying that, I'm like, that's some crazy shit. So he gets to him and the wife. Now, he said his dad told him that as soon as he met his mom, the dad knew dad was going to marry. He said, she said, so you going to know who your wife is supposed to be. I said, so you going to bring a daddy? Okay. He in walks 17-year-old, is it Maya Dickey, into the life of 37-year-old Marcus Houston. Now, Marcus Houston for sure met her through Chris Stokes. That's what it was. Okay, he met that girl through Chris Stokes. That's who introduced them. Okay, now I know it's been all this stuff about how did they meet. How can't nobody tell me that he didn't know that girl before she was 17. Period. Okay, I'm not saying he messed around with her before she turned 17, but he can't make it seem as if he met her at 17 and then did not have any feelings for her until she turned 18. I don't believe that. That's not my belief. He said we didn't have any real conversation or real connection until she turned 18. That people did not understand why a 39-year-old man would marry a 19-year-old woman. And I feel like, sir, because it don't make no sense to me. Okay. He said we talked and we connected spiritually. She's just like she's just like me. We connected through music, and she reminded me of my mom. He then said people ask about her age, but just like with me, when I was younger, how did I connect with adults? It's because my brain was ready for that. Like, how do you put a kid in this life and expect them to maintain or manage? I'm like, nigga, what? And I kept rewinding that part, and I wrote it down verbatim for what he said. Again, people asked about her age, because again, she was 17, he was 27. I'm sorry, she was 17, he was 37. They got married 2 years later. He said, people ask me about her age. I want to show, that's her, that's the lady. People ask me about her age, but just like with me, when I was younger, how did I connect with adults? It's because my brain was ready for that. So are you saying, oh, her brain was ready to be in a relationship with a grown ass man? He also said how they got into an argument one time, and she told him, "Don't nobody care about you. You're not famous no more. I don't even know who you are." He said that made him love her because she saw me for who I was. No, she's too young to know who you are because she wasn't born yet. Okay? She was not born yet, sir. You do know that, right? When she was born, you were 20. You was already famous when she was born. By the time she was old enough to know who people were, you weren't famous anymore. So of course she don't know. She wasn't born in the time of when you were famous. And by the time she was old enough, you were no longer famous. And it's crazy that he's up for trying to defend this shit. He said he feel like their age difference helps them work. They have known each other for 4 years. They've been married for 2 years. They have a daughter. They're in love. He said how people in the industry don't age. I said, nigga, what? The fool really said people in this industry don't age. You just keep a youthful spirit. My dad being 40 isn't like me being 40 because my dad worked at the phone company. Me being 40 is really like me being 20. I said, oh, he's delusional. Now, recently he did an interview. This is going to be the last thing we do today. I'm going to do a little watch along. He did a interview. Okay. It was him and someone named Tashara Jones did an interview where he was saying how women his age have baggage with kids and this and that. So I want us to watch along and see this shit because my hair to keep on now. I'm like, Lord, what's on crazy? My hair to keep on now. I'm like, I just want y'all to see Marcus Houston is delusional. And to me, he's almost like Tasha from Escape, to where you keep doing these interviews to make yourself sound normal and you keep sounding more delusional than anything else. Because you can't convince anybody that you dating this lady makes sense. Or marry her makes sense. It doesn't work that way. Okay, let's get into it.
Really, really key. And that's
y'all know the voices are sped up. You already know that, okay? If you're watching this, you do know even if I have it sped up, y'all can change the speed on your computer, your watch thing, and slow it down. Leave it be. But I do that to not get flagged. Now, this is her raw footage of their Zoom interview. It's the longer version and at the clip that's being circulated, okay?
It's important in any relationship. That's friendships, husband and wife, brother and sister, father, daughter, whatever. When you connect on a spiritual level, I think that's the most important relationship.
And do you think part of the setback that you've been getting is maybe a part of the fan nostalgia? Like, a lot of times with young fans, Mark is supposed to be my man, my husband, and you married somebody else.
It could be that. It could be haters, there's...
First of all, I hate his shirt. I hate his shirts. I really, why your shirts don't loose around the neck? I don't know.
There's when you take on the responsibility of being in the spotlight, it comes with the territory. I took on the responsibility of being in the spotlight at a young age. I've never been afraid of responsibility. I've never been afraid of the rumors. I've never been afraid of the heat. Some people say, like, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. I live in the kitchen.
Because there's been many rumors over the years about stuff. Most of the rumors were about Chris Stokes. And he's had to live in those rumors as well. I feel like Marcus Houston never really had to live in the heat of rumors. Like, being involved in rumors in the 90s and in the early 2000s was nothing because we did not have social media. So folks had opinions here and there, but like not everyone knew of stuff. It's different now. It's different now. So him making it seem as if he's used to this, sir, you're not. You're not.
So I'm always about the smoke, and I'm always about the heat, and I can take it, and I can give it, and I can dish it. You know, I've never been scared of it. So as long as you ain't doing, I'm not doing anything wrong. I've never done anything wrong to anybody in my life. I've always tried to live my life. And I think also when you have I come from a different era, the era of privacy. So the era of my generation, we were very private with our personal life. And I think when you're so private, and now we're in a generation where everything is just out there and everything is a reality show and everybody's doing everything on social media or everything on TV. I think that they have to make up things about me because they just don't have enough.
Sir, I feel like his point, and this is how I'm interpreting what he said. In his generation, back in my day, you could be doing shit and no one knew. You could be dating someone and no one knew. Things were happening and no one knew. However, in these days, him saying people are making up stuff because there's nothing else to happen. Sir, no one made up that lady age. No one made up y'all wedding. Period. So I feel like no one is making up something. You literally said you met her when she was 17. That was the gotcha. You met someone at 17 and you started dating her at 18 and then married her at 19. You said that. But in his head, in his mind, in his old days, he could do stuff and no one knew. It was privacy. That ain't today. But don't blame people trying to make up stuff when it's people are reacting to stuff that you put out there. No one made up her age. Had you just dated her because she was 25, I think more folks would not have had an issue. But you admitting to meeting her at 17 and then dating her once she turned 18 and then marrying her once she turned 19, it looked a little bit nasty.
And they're so interested in me and interested in my wife and so interested, but what can we create so what we can run with? Because he doesn't give us anything.
No, look, I was 100% an immature fan. I had all the Right On magazines, all the Word On magazines. I had all the pictures on my walls. Nobody is sitting around here wondering, what is Marcus Houston doing? Is he dating somebody? Is Marcus Houston dating somebody? No one was sitting around here asking around, what is Marcus Houston doing? Who he dating? No one. Because Immature and Marcus Houston, no tea, no shade, aren't celebrities in 2022 or 2023. Hell, not even 2020. So I think the narrative that people were looking to see what he had going on is not true. It does not mean he don't have fans. It doesn't mean that he's not still out here working and doing stuff, whatever. I'm not saying that. My point is, in generalness of it all, no one was sitting around here waiting to see what you doing. Yes, Jay-Z and Beyonce waited years because I think they knew how it would look. And even now, they're private as hell, okay? But Marcus making it seem as if people were sitting around here like digging. It's like, no, you was out here. Just people was like, think that girl young? She's 19? Ain't he 40? That nigga 40. That's when people was like, wait a minute, he's 41 and she 19. But that's just the math. And y'all married? Child, you know what I'm saying? That was the kind of different thing of it.
You know, so I think that's a lot of the reason why people make up stuff too, because they just can't get it from me.
But don't part of you want to say, well, damn, at least she's black. That's a black woman I'm married, right?
You know what I'm saying? And that's true. Like, I like all through the Immature days, we would have light-skinned girls in our videos like, why can't you get a sister? Why can't you get a black girl? And then it's like, oh, y'all only like skinny girl. And it's just like, you know, the plus-size women was coming out. And I'm just like, man, I just can't catch a break. But it might be true because everybody thought I was their husband. And I'm sorry, ladies. I'm taken. And, you know, Maya got me. So, I mean, if you want to be jealous, you can be jealous. But, you know.
Not be jealous. I don't think anyone is jealous. I don't. I think the wife is a beautiful, young lady. I think she was just young. I think he's trying to miss the issue. It's not of anyone being jealous. It's not of anyone wanting him. It's folks like y'all age difference is like it seemed a little bit suspect.
Just love me. Watch the movies, watch the entertainment, just watch my life from a distance.
That's kind of like I'm your sister, you know?
I do. You know, I married a sister, and you know, she's beautiful and smart and talented, and she's caring and loving, and she's everything that I saw myself being in a relationship with.
Right.
And you know, when you look at a person's qualities, like I was talking to one of my friends, and I was saying, yeah, okay, I'm 41, right? She's 22.
He's 41 now. She's 22 now. So this is my thing. Had they met now, and she was 22 and he was 41, it would still be like, But to me, 22 and 41 isn't as horrible as 17 and 37. I think at 22, if you want to fuck an older man, whatever. Because to me, 22 is a more acceptable age for dating someone older. Because I dated older when I was younger, but I wasn't 17 marrying something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like saying their ages now don't matter. I think now hearing 22 and 41 ain't no big issue. But to know that y'all have been around each other and you started liking her when she had just turned 18, people just felt like, well, how the fuck did that happen?
I could have married a 41-year-old woman, and it could have been disastrous. They could have felt like, you know, because I'll sit and talk to women, and women that are my age, and they kind of have a different outlook on life. You know, a lot of women my age are very independent. They are very like, you know, I don't need a man to do this for me because I can do this for myself. And I come from a generation that I'm very, very, you know, love to provide for my wife. I love to provide for my woman, and I'm very in that generation, like the old days, you know.
The old days. I don't want no independent women. I don't want no one who think they can do without me. I feel like men have to stop making it seem as a woman who was independent feel like she don't need a man. What it mean is, if I'm single and independent, I have to depend on me. If you want to be around here and take care of me, cool. But that don't mean I have to be back in the old days, like leave the beaver and be at home as a housewife, barefoot and pregnant with meals prepared. He want a maid. When people say I'm with the olden days, I don't want no independent women who think I want to provide. There's nothing wrong with providing for your woman. There's also nothing wrong with her knowing that if you can't, she can.
I would never want to be with a woman that felt like, oh, I don't need you, or I don't, you know what I'm saying, like that. So, you know, and there's a lot of women my age. I've dated women my age, and you know, they may have baggage, they may have kids, they may have not. You know, it's just there's so many different women that I've dated throughout my life, and this just so happened to be the one that caught my heart.
Because I've dated women my age who have baggage, as if you, a 41 42, whatever, 40 whatever year old man, you think you don't have baggage. So let me get a brand new pristine lady who was too young to live life. Because at 17, it's like how they would say, yeah, kings of countries wants pure virgins. They want someone who hasn't been touched, who was only for me. He wanted a brand new 2023 model car. He wanted someone that he could control because she ain't lived life. He wants someone that he can provide for because he don't want anyone who feel like she don't need him. I need you to need me. Foolishness. And to say they had, you know, baggage, they could have kids, like, so what? So what? Because if you and your wife divorced, she would be someone's baggage. Because she would then be a 26-year-old woman with children. Your daddy was baggage. Because when your mama passed away, and then for him to move on with somebody else, y'all would have been baggage. I don't get when people make it seem like people who have lived life and have families and this and that, they make it seem as if they not worthy to be with somebody else. When you want somebody that's brand new for a thing, when you've already lived life and dated people your own age, whatever, and fucked and sucked whoever over the years, you now want someone fresh off the showroom floor. That's insane to me. It's one thing to say, I've dated people, it did not work out. I wasn't looking for you, but he's giving reasons as to why I couldn't do it. Nobody my age. All I could do is find somebody 17, 18 years old who was fresh, no kids, had not lived life, probably ain't worked much at all, and she needs me. I'm a provider. Okay.
Because everything that I prayed for and everything that I wanted in a woman, she came with. And although she was young, we definitely, I'm young at spirit. Like, you see a lot of these Hollywood entertainers, they date younger women because, we young at spirit. I'm really like, I don't, like when I would grow up and I would see my dad as a 40-year-old woman, he worked at Pacific Bell. He had a regular job. It's very different lifestyle than my 41.
Don't blame your daddy. To keep saying, well, people in Hollywood date younger. Not everyone in Hollywood date younger. Not everyone. Leonardo DiCaprio was also someone who I don't trust because he's always dating younger women. Hugh Hefner, we didn't trust. He was always dating younger women. My thing is, anybody who is a grown man who consistently goes after people who are not out their teens or 21, it's weird to. I told her I'm 41. I can't look at someone in their 20s as if I can't fuck you because you're someone's child. You ain't a grown man. You're not. You know what I'm saying? So using the excuse of people in this industry date younger, not all of them do. Now Gabrielle Union dated younger, but Gabrielle Union still got somebody who was 30. Because, Dwayne Wade is 10 years younger than Gabrielle. But she at least got someone who was older, not a teenager.
41 is not my dad's 41. So in a lot of ways, I still feel like I'm 20.
But you're not. That's the kicker. Saying you feel 20 does not mean you're 20. You can feel 20 all you want. When you are 41 or 42 and you feel 20, that's weird. Because me at 21, I didn't know shit in real life. Now that I'm 41, I'm like, man, I ain't know nothing back then. You can be fun and young and carefree without feeling like you are 20 years old and you need a 19-year-old wife. That's weird.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing things that, like, I'm in my 20s. I haven't really aged much.
Yes, sir. You've aged. You've aged. You're not 20. You have aged. You grew up. You're not Peter Pan. You're an adult. You're 40 or 42. You're an adult. You've aged. It does not mean you can't feel young. I don't think I'm old at 41. I don't think I'm old at 41. I do not. I don't feel old at all. However, I'm clear I am not 20. I know that for a fact. I ain't 20. I may not feel old and brittle. I'm not 20. I'm fully aware I'm a full fucking adult. And if I want to bang somebody younger, they also need to be a full-fledged adult. You need to be able to rent a car on your own to get the good. You need to be at least 25 for me to even look your way. And even at 25, I'm going to look away. Because even at 25, you have to be a 25-year-old who has the spirit and the mind of a 50-year-old man for me to even talk to you. I can't imagine even looking. I'm not saying feeling nothing. I'm saying I can't even look at someone under 25 in any sexual way. I can't. It's like, it's someone's child. Because I'm 41 years old.
Mentally, yes, I'm very mature. I'm a man. I know how to take care of myself and all of that. But, I'm still young and I'm still fresh. And I like to be around young, fresh people. And, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being around young, fresh people, except when you fucked up.
Yeah, because you're young and spirited. I mean, a lot of young people, older people who are young spirited at heart. Like, yeah. They can walk down, the aisle, they walk down.
Yeah, I'm like,
And not her over there shucking and jiving. Not her shucking and jiving.
I'm popping still. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be no old fart with a cane, crippling, You know what I'm saying? Okay.
But you want your wife, but this is the thing. But when you are, sir, when your wife was 40 and you're 60 and you have a cane, she dump you because at that point you're going to be old and wrinkly.
Yeah. So what was your red flag when you dating through all through her? I know you probably met some of the most beautiful women in the world. What was some red flags nope, you're out. Nope, a red flag is I'm done. Next.
Red flag for me always if a woman had a kid. Nothing against
a red flag for me was when women had a child. Now, when his mom tragically passed away when he was 15, left the daddy with 3 children. 3 children. And your red flag was a woman with a child, but your daddy had 3. Okay.
So what was your red flag when you dating through all through her? I know you probably met some of the most beautiful women in the world. What was some red flags nope, you're out. Nope, a red flag is I'm done. Next.
Red flag for me always if a woman had a kid. Nothing against single women, single mothers with children. I respect them. I love them. I feel like that's.
But I don't date y'all. No disrespect to y'all, but I can't fuck with y'all. So when your wife divorced you, should no one want to date her? Or should no one want to date you because you have children? You better hope and pray to whatever God you pray to that you and that lady don't never break up. Because at that point, you have baggage, an ex-wife and a baby.
One of the toughest jobs to raise a child and also raise a child by yourself and to be a woman. 100% tip my hat, respect to the women that are raising children on their own. But just with me, for when I grew up, I never really wanted kids. And, I would talk to my dad a lot and he would always tell me, look, have your own kids because you never want to have, you don't know what the baby daddy's about. So, if you're going to have kids, make sure as a woman that they never had kids before, you can have your own. So I kind of stuck to that. So that was always my red flag. But then that's
the fact that he keep blaming his daddy. Your daddy told you don't date a woman with kids. Have your own children. Because no one wants a woman who has children by somebody else. So once you have my child, no one gonna want you because no one wants to date somebody with children with somebody else. Okay.
Again, that's a personal choice.
Not okay. Marcus Houston, look, I also want to do a video about people who let out the crazy. People we loved and then hated. We loved Marcus Houston of Immature. We loved him. Now, not so much. We used to love Brownstone. 5 miles to empty. We used to love Brownstone. Now we can't stand the Gilbert. We used to love Kelly Price. Now we can't stand Kelly Price. Her on R&B Divas. We used to love Escape as a whole. We can't stand Tasha right now. I feel like we can't stand Marcus Houston no more. We can't stand Nick Cannon no more. People really be letting us in too much. And because a red flag was women with children.
That was my personal red flag. And a woman with an attitude.
Oh, don't have it. Oh, I don't want no attitude. Don't you have no attitude.
I don't like women with attitudes or funky attitudes that, And, you know, my wife is complete opposite of that. She's so sweet. Like, everybody that meets her falls in love with her.
Because people with attitudes, we hate. We can't stand a woman with, and my thing is, it's one thing to feel like you don't like people who have negative, consistent attitudes that they can't get. That's one thing. I get that. But I feel like if your wife never has an attitude at you, something wrong with your wife. Because every once in a while, relationships aren't perfect. And your wife at one point is going to have an attitude with you. She is. That's life. I don't want no woman with no attitude. My wife don't have one. Everybody love my wife. People love me too, but sometimes I have an attitude. If you piss me off, I'm gonna say something. But again, that's why you get someone when they're young, because you can teach them how to be around you.
She's a people person. She loves everybody. She loves my whole family. She embraced my lifestyle. And that was another thing. A red flag for me was a woman that didn't embrace my lifestyle, because I have a huge life.
Okay, a huge life. Okay.
I have all these people that I know that are my family. I have all this extended family. I have a career. I'm always gone. I'm always busy. And to find a woman that could embrace all of that and say, bring it on. That was a deal for me.
Because you found someone fresh out of high school. You found someone fresh out of high school. She don't know no better. What else did she have to do? You found someone who had nothing else to do besides wait for you. She didn't have no job to quit. She didn't have no friends to go party with. You picked somebody who was so fresh. It's like, y'all know the movie I, Robot, when the robots were fresh off the floor and they had nothing besides the body of it all. Their minds were not whatever. You got a fucking iRobot.
With Maya, because she was just like, I love it all. Let's just move. Let's go.
And also with dating women in Hollywood and being in the front spotlight, did a woman ever try to play you like, can you take me shopping? Can I get something?
Yeah. Okay. I've had all, I've dated so many women. I've had all of that. From the range of gold diggers to women that have like played me to me to think something else, and then all of a sudden it's like, this one woman I was dating, all of a sudden she popped out with a kid and was like, I need money to help my son, and I was just like, whoa. So yeah, I've gone through all of that. And another thing is, like, I'm not really Hollywood. I may work in Hollywood. That's my job. I'm an actor, singer, entrepreneur, entertainer, and I wear all these hats, but I'm not Hollywood. And I never really wanted a woman that was in Hollywood, because I understand what it takes to do all of that and the responsibility it takes to just be an entertainer. And I never wanted that for myself. I wanted my family and home life to be more down home. Like, I grew up in a family that wasn't in the entertainment business. So I was a regular. My mom and dad were regular. So for me, I wanted more of a regular life, a regular home life, because my life is so chaotic outside of my home. So, coming home, just being able to be regular, it means so much to me.
What the fuck is regular? Like, I wonder, like, what is regular? Do that mean you don't want her to know what's going on in the Hollywood life? Because we know many celebrities who are married to people who are also in the business, and they don't go home wearing gold jewelry. Like, it's a regular life. I feel like even if you are dating a celebrity, when you are at home, it's supposed to still be home life. He has this notion that, I need to go home and she need to have, regular oatmeal. I want her to have on some house shoes and a house coat. I don't want to come home and she, she know for a fact that, all the shit that happened in the new. What? Whatever.
Wow, that's great. And also, I want to track back a little. You said that sometimes a woman would date you and want to use you to get to somebody else. Is there anybody in particular that we know that they did that to get, maybe a group member? I don't know, somebody.
Well, not really like off top, but there's just been some scammers. I will say that there's been some scammers that tried to or not really use me to get to somebody else, but maybe use me for an opportunity to get in the industry, or You know, oh, like once we're dating, it's like, oh, you know, I always wanted to be in the studio, or I always wanted to be an actress. What, you know, stuff like that. And you know, I've dealt with a lot of that.
I feel like when people make it seem like anyone who wants to be in the business, don't use me to help you. Is that selfish? I feel like the same way people helped you to get to where you were, why would you feel like someone is only using you? Now, some folk will use you. Don't get me wrong. Some folk will use you. I know that for a fact. But this notion that he has as if no one can authentically like him but also want his help is weird.
So did you ever date a regular girl, like maybe a girl that worked at Macy's or Chick-fil-A? I don't know. Chick-Chipotle?
Yeah.
Where did the girl that you dated that were regular, where did they work?
So I dated this one girl that worked at Coffee Bean.
Oh.
And I dated this one girl that worked at the department store. It wasn't Macy's, but I think it was like Bloomingdale's or something like that. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you know, my whole life I've tried to keep regular, but I've dated some celebrities as well, you know. And me being a celebrity, naturally, anybody I date is gonna have the attention of a celebrity. So you know, but dating it was tough for me because just trying to find the right person and trying to find the right person you can actually trust. That was very difficult.
Now, I do think celebrities have issues finding folks who are, you know, who want them for them. I agree with that. I can understand wanting to make sure they wanted you for you. That part I can fully understand.
Being in the industry for so long because you just don't know a person's intention.
Right.
And that's another thing. What I really, really appreciated about Maya. Maya didn't care what or who I was.
She didn't know. She wasn't born yet. And honestly, in life, regular people have to be sure who they're dating is dating them to really want to be with them and not want it for any other reasons. So, boy, bye.
It's like, that's all, you know, that's all for the birds. I'm not starstruck. I don't care about any of that. You know, all I care about is getting to know you. So that's kind of where we connected as well because I knew she didn't say, because there's opportunities where she could have been like, you know, put me in a movie. Or, you know, maybe she loves music. She loves to sing. She could have been like, you know, I want to go in the studio. None of that, ever. It was like, I would even joke with her, like, I'm going to get you in the studio. And she's like, no, please, I don't want to do none of that. I'm behind the scenes. I'm good.
Marcus Houston has Natasha Scotted himself, meaning you keep doing these interviews about your young wife and going more and more in detail about how you are as a person, and it's making us be like, has he always been this crazy? Has he always been this weird? Should we have always been like, I knew something was up? Because y'all know it's always been rumors about Chris Stokes. And Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes are like buddy. At this point, he's in his 40s. She's 22. They have one child together. And for some reason, he's doing all these interviews. Because they got married 3 years ago. And now it's coming up more because he's speaking on it more. That's on him. He's crazy. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have today. I hope everybody had a great time. Okay, we had a great chat. Now we're gonna have a read along tomorrow. We're gonna read the L story with Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, to see what she said. So tomorrow 9 o'clock we'll have a little read along. If anything else comes up in the news, we'll discuss that as well. But tomorrow 9 p.m. we'll be here to discuss the Elle magazine story on Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, I hope everybody has already liked the video. I hope you have already followed me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I hope you have already subscribed to my channel. Okay, but you have liked the video. If you liked the video, I hope you all have liked the video. Okay, I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay, have a good night. Please be safe. Please be safe. Okay, there's a lot going on around here. Be safe. I love you all. I gotta go. Bye.